What's up, everybody? It's Broken Bones here, and welcome to Build Battle. This is KrustyKraft's second annual Build Battle for Player of the Year, and this is super epic because this year they've chosen Atlantis as their build theme, which means that I have to build something in the theme of Atlantis better than everyone else to win. So let's get into it. This year, there are 16 players participating in Player of the Year, and every single player has a different number, and my number is 11. Each number will take each player to a different build cell where they can build whatever they want in that theme. These are some of the builds from last year, and this was a steampunk theme, which this here right here was my build, and it was supposed to be a steampunk powered ship, which as you can see there's some copper gears inside and kind of cool looking, but it's supposed to be steampunk themed, and many people got it pretty good. There was a lot of really cool entries in here, so I'm excited to see what happens this year. If we take a look over here, you can see that some of the other people have already gotten started on their Atlantis builds, and some of them are looking really good. Players are given about a week to submit their builds and submit a screenshot of what it is, and if they want to build it underwater or if they want to build it in air is completely up to them, as long as it is Atlantis themed. Here's Nod right here. This is one of my buddies. He's actually building his build right now, and I'm excited to see what he turns out with. And look at that, he's even put NOD, brah. Looking good so far, man. I'm excited to see what this turns into. I'm not sure whose this one is, but this one is also looking really good. Man, seeing all that is making me super excited to get started. So if you guys are super excited too, then go ahead and smack the like button for me and subscribe if you guys are new, and let's get started with today's build battle. Let's go ahead and hit our button. There we go, now we're in our building cell. And now I've gone through the creative menu, looked at some of the blocks that I thought would be great for building an Atlantis build. I'm thinking blue blocks as far as the main palette, and then using some yellow blocks as an accent block I think would complement blue really well. So something that I'm having in mind is something a little bit more organic looking, maybe even round instead of square. I think that'd look kind of cool. So here go in the last final few blocks to the shape that I was wanting on the floor. I think that gives it the nice curvature that I was talking about, and from a big distance away you can see that it does give a nice curve, and I think it'll look nice. And let's see here, I'm kind of getting this vibe that I want to build like a statue right here of like Poseidon, and down and around here I kind of want to have like a cool aquatic looking building that's holding up the statue. And so I've been reading the rules of the whole game, and we're allowed to remove the floor if we want to, so I'm thinking it would look better if I actually sunk this in with some stripped of these what are these, warp stems. I think this will look pretty good if it's all been into the ground like that. And so to kind of work this in as making like a stage for our Poseidon statue, don't really know what I'm doing, but I think this looks rather good. It's kind of an aquatic theme palette, and I believe adding the blue textures that I have over here on the right hand side every so often is actually kind of a nice touch. So now I've gone ahead and wrapped that around the entire room, and I'm liking the way that that kind of feels. However, I'm thinking about our statue right here, and it really wouldn't quite look right just a statue all by itself. I'm kind of thinking we should try to extend this up and around the top up here and kind of encase our statue, making it look like our statue is inside of whatever this is going to be. So now I've kind of wrapped that up around to the top, and as you can see, we're going to kind of do the same thing around the top, right around here in this area. We're going to do the same thing that this is doing on the bottom, and we've just kind of carried that around the sides, around the top, and around this side as well. So I'm working on this right now, and it's looking pretty good. We've got ourselves our outline for that, and then we have the back wall where our statue is actually going to be, and it looks like our ring here is actually going below the blocks that we have right here, so we will have to go ahead and go through there and rebuild that portion of it. And it looks like here I should be able to go ahead and just place that in there for that concrete. We need to come across all the way around here and continue this all the way up to that point, making a full ring. And then just like that, we have ourselves our ring completed. That's looking pretty good now. So that is the full spectrum in which we want to build our statue right there. Now we need to just fill this in, kind of completing up the whole stage, bringing this all the way around. So I guess that means that we're going to need to take some of this out. There's our wall fully removed, and there's our first bit of the area connected up, which is only just one block. It's literally just the bottom layer and just that one block connected that ring up. And I think that might be a good pattern on how to actually continue this up. Just kind of do it layer by layer and connect it all the way back up. And in fact, the layer by layer approach did not really work out for me. I'm actually having better luck just kind of staircasing it up to this section up here. So if we go just like that, we should be able to continue this all the way up, and actually that's the same texture right next to each other. But yeah, see how if we just kind of staircase it up, we can kind of just go along here like this, and it ends up looking pretty good. I mean, that's kind of all fitting, all tied in just like that. And if we continue that up, these two sections will meet together. Now I've got this side to pretty much where I want it, and I kind of want to start doing the same thing to this side. We need to go ahead and continue on with getting this all prepped up and ready. Let's go ahead and throw some blue concrete powder. Actually, this is so hard to actually get the right blocks in here, so that way two of the same blocks aren't actually touching each other. It's actually quite challenging. Yes, this approach is actually working out very well. If we come right here in the center, we can go ahead and take care of this section right here and that section right there, and eventually they'll all meet up in the middle. And yes, the final bit of this corner has really come together quite well. This is looking rather good. I like the way that all came together nice and smoothly. We need to still carry it up around here. We still need to do this side, but we're off to a good start. Things at this point are going along pretty well. What we're doing here is we're just basically stair-stepping up and connecting the two parts. We've gotten this much done so far along the top. We need to continue on and continue to do this part, but it's coming along rather well. And with that block and this block, we should just be just about done. That's fully completed. That's looking pretty good. We still need to do the center bit. I kind of don't like the fact that that's just hollow back there. We need to fill all of this in. And with these final few blocks right here going in, we should be able to finish this off. Let's see here. If we go just like so, that should be pretty good. That is the entire back all filled up, and that is the beginning of where our statue is going to be. Now I've made some progress on the statue, and pardon my voice, I'm actually getting sick, so I'm actually starting to get a little bit of a sniffle, but nonetheless, we're still pushing on with this because this is Player of the Year, and so we want to go ahead and kind of get the base of this statue going on here. This is going to be a tail, kind of like a mermaid tail, and so I'm going to have Poseidon coming up out of the top right here, so this is kind of like the fish part of him. Now we've moved on to the upper body, and this is going to be the actual, like, I don't know what you want to call it, the handle to his trident that he's going to be holding. I think that's a pretty good start. That's a kind of a mermaid bottom and a human top. I think that's looking pretty good, especially since we only have blocks to build with. I have to say too, this is way out of my comfort zone. I'm not used to building organic or anything like this. I did try to give him some muscles with little neck muscles right here and right there, kind of holding his head up. And I want his hand back there like this with his trident out in front, so he's very dominant looking. And now we've gone ahead and finished the top of the trident and given him some hair, and I'm not sure what to do about his face. I'm not sure if like something like this might work. That might look cool. Let's take a step back and take a look at that. I don't think that works. I don't think that works at all. Like, I really don't know what to do with his mouth. We don't have any blocks that are really small enough. I could do some better detailing if we were building this on a bigger scale, but with this, we have to build within this wall here, and I don't think I can do much more with that. What if maybe we go like this and give him some bushy eyebrows like that? That might be kind of funny. I don't know if that'll work or not. Not really. I wonder if that'll work with the item frames under there. That probably won't fit either, but let's go ahead and see what it'll look like. It sure looks funny. I wonder if his eyebrows would look better with something like this. I'm not sure. Let's take a look. I don't know. I'm thinking that the whole face thing together just needs to go. We'll just leave it blank. Maybe we should give him a belly button instead. But who has a black belly button? If your belly button's black, you need to clean it. I think that's probably a little bit better. And while we're at it with this region of his body, why don't we go ahead and add him some little chest, little nipples, or is that too far? That's too far. I think we should leave that alone. I've decided to go ahead and put a curtain of water around the entire build. I think it'll look pretty good here. We're almost done with the entire thing. We just got a few more blocks left to do. This is the last one right there. There we go. That is all now done and dusted. We got water around the entire thing. I think that's going to help out a little bit with how everything looks. I had to use some of this to help the water, so that way when we get rid of it, the water stays right there and it doesn't flow over the build, making it look kind of bad. So I think that's actually a smart idea, actually. And if you're not sure why I'm able to break this and have the water stay up there, because the water would naturally want to flow down here, but what ends up happening is the water goes the natural path of easiness, so it goes down that way. Once it gets updated that way, unless it gets updated again, which I'm not updating it by breaking these blocks, I'd be updating it if there was a block right next to the water, then it would start falling down this way, but as long as it doesn't get updated, it'll stay right there. So now I've been adding some of these barrier blocks in so I can put some water on top of it, because barrier blocks are completely clear when you don't holding a barrier block, it'll allow just the water just to show. And since these are all waterlogged stairs, I'm wondering if we place a water bucket on the side of this block right there, it's gonna flow this way and down. Darn it. Ah, look at this. I've done goofed and now I've got a big old mess to clean up with all this water. But luckily, I think that should just about do it. Now we're just going to break these out. And I just learned that you can waterlog a barrier block just like that. There's a barrier block and it's totally waterlogged. You actually have to have a solid log in order to place water on if you really want it to work like that. And that's kind of crazy how that fell. So now I've gone ahead and added some solid blocks, so that should allow the water to flow without actually waterlogging those blocks. That's pretty good there. And I believe if we go ahead and go just like this all the way across, we should be able to make a full lake out of this eventually. And I think I'm waterlogging those stairs. That's all I'm doing there. I need to actually click on the actual solid block just like so. There we go. If we go just like this all the way across, there we go. All right, now we should be able to go ahead and put these barrier blocks everywhere. Now we should be able to go just like this all the way across. We'll fill this whole thing up with barrier blocks, make the top all water. As I was filling in the top, look at the big water mess this is creating. Oh my goodness, I've got to get rid of all this water, but I think it's actually getting rid of itself, because if we go ahead and fill in another floor here, let's see what happens here. If we go just like this all the way across, okay, there we go. We should be able to see on this side. Did they get rid of it at all? I'm not sure if it did or not. We're going to keep on going though. But yeah, this is kind of crazy. I'm just like, wow, that's creating a big amount of water right there. But I think it's going to get rid of itself when we fill this all in. Alright, so here's the big moment of truth. This is the last bit of the barrier blocks that we got to put in. And is the water going to start subsiding? Look at that. Look at that. I think in a minute, we're not going to have any water here. I think it's all going to get rid of itself. Man, one thing I didn't think about by adding the water is how dark it makes it in here. I did not realize that adding all the water above would make it all dark in here. That's something I didn't expect. But you know what? I've been adding some of these torches around the backside so you can't really see them, and it kind of adds like a moody little bit of lighting. Look at that. That actually kind of, maybe we can use the darkness to our advantage and make this look even better. Heck yeah, that's really looking good now. And I think adding a little bit of this in the front, giving him a small beard like that really kind of fixes it all up. I kind of been thinking about his face, and I think if we kind of shaped his nose a little bit better, maybe that would be kind of good. And what if we went like this, like right there with some glowing item frames like that, and put some buttons in there? How's that looking? That's actually not too bad, is it? That looks pretty good. I wonder if it would look better if we put his beard all the way up to there. That's looking pretty good. I wonder how the tip of his trident would look with some end rods on it, if that would be too much or too little. Let's see what it looks like when we take a step back here. Let's go ahead and finish this up. I wonder how that makes his trident look. I think it looks better because it does light it up, and I like the spikes on it. I also thought that some of this down here would look kind of good. This is a kind of a, you know, that teal color that we're going for. And I think it would look really good if we went ahead and light up down here with all the sea pickles. I noticed that if you add more sea pickles, it gets even brighter. So we might just do that all the way around so it's super bright. You know what though? Early on, I can already tell it's going to look better if we vary it up. If we just go like this in a few spots, maybe like this. Check this out. Now we've got ourselves some darker ones and some lighter ones, so that's actually even adding more texture to it. I'd say this is really starting to look fantastic. And I think adding some of these teal candles would look pretty good. These cyan candles, I think. Look at that. That's looking pretty cool, I think. I think when these plants grow up, and that in the background will look really nice. Dang, after doing all that, I'm pretty tempted to just leave it alone because it's looking really good. I mean, I don't know what else to do to it. I mean, we only have so much space. I kind of want to leave this area dark because it really accents the fact that this is lit up over here. And I think it looks even better with it being dark over here and light over there. And I think dotting a little bit of this around would actually add a little bit of texture to everything. Adding trapdoors here, kind of like that. Adding trapdoors there, which I got copper and the wart style all of them and some lichen to kind of make everything glow. That's looking pretty good. I mean, that's a lot of detail added to just this area. We need to do that all the way around. And I think with adding just a few more of these trap doors here, let's go ahead and flop that one down. Put one more right there. That's looking pretty good. I really like the way that that is made. The whole background looks so much more just detailed and a lot more texturized. That's pretty cool. I think one of the finishing touches this thing needs is it needs just a little bit of lighting down here. I think the darkness going all the way underneath the statue is a little too much. I think we can add some sea pickles down in here and possibly get rid of that. Let's see if we can go ahead and do that down here. We'll go all the way across. Although I'm not really certain that looks better. It's definitely brighter, but I don't know if it's better. I actually think if we come right out in front with a sea lantern and we actually put a carpet on top of that, yeah, that actually kind of blends right in. That looks a lot better than all the sea pickles all over the floor. And there we go. We've added a lot more lighting now, and we've got carpet kind of spread throughout the entire build to kind of make it blend all in. Man, this is something that I never thought I could actually build. This is actually... I'm actually very impressed with myself right now. That's pretty cool. And at this point, I'm pretty happy with how this thing is. I don't really want to do too much more to it because it's looking just absolutely fantastic right now. I'm so impressed with myself. So I think that's going to be a build complete. I really think the last bit of this really just needs some work out here in the front. This part of it is really not decorated at all. It's pretty much just this side. I think we should go ahead and take some time, since we have a little bit more time left, to go ahead and decorate this side of our build. Well, I think that if we're going to be decorating over here, it'd be best to light up this area first. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take some sea lanterns and light this area up too. Well, Pumpkin Cat just came over and is criticizing my build, saying the eyes of my build look kind of creepy. But nonetheless, there's only like so much I can do. You know, it's Minecraft. We got to work with blocks. All right, I think I've got enough lighting here. I like the moodiness of it, how it's kind of like dark and light in different areas, and it's not all the same kind of texture. Kind of gives it a little bit more of a eerie vibe here. I kind of like that. And so now we're going to add some wildlife down here. We're going to add a crab, and my buddy Ted is the one who's kind of showed me how to do this, and I got the materials to do it right here. So I'm going to do it on camera. This is our first one. And as far as I know, we're supposed to dig down 2 blocks like this. We're going to put 5 snow layers. Can I put snow layers in there? I probably can't because of the water. So let's go ahead and go like this. Let's see if we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 like that. There we go. What happens if we break that button? It gets rid of all the snow. Okay, so now to make sure that we can place in our snow, we're going to place in blocks just like this and get rid of the water. So now we can empty this out, and that should be all the way back down to normal. Let's go ahead and place our 5 snow layers right there. There we go. We're going to place ourselves an armor stand in there just like so. And it looks like that actually went on top of that. Let's see if we go like that. Does that stay on top of there good enough? I think it does. Let's see if we can actually place that on top of there. That's actually way higher than I kind of need it to be. Okay, so let's start over. We need to go ahead and go down by 1 more block just like that. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 just like that. Let's get ourselves an armor stand. We'll place that in there just like so. We'll put the dragon head on top of that guy. Let's see if that works. There we are. Okay, so now we need a block to put on top of that. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves a block right here. We're going to go ahead and place ourselves in a piston up here like this. Let's place that in there just like so. We'll place that facing down just like that. We'll place this in there like so. We'll get ourselves a button. Let's go ahead and put ourselves a button in there just like that. We'll place 1 more block in there so that way it's flat with the bottom. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and break all this and see what we have down below now. Let's go ahead and break out all these blocks. There we are. The final block, that is what we're looking for. That is going to be like the pincers of the crab. And if we put ourselves in a button right there, there's our little crab. That's pretty cool. Oh my goodness, I've just done my second one, but look, it's directional. You can only place them in one direction. You can't place the buttons in there. And I don't know why I thought that you could place buttons in like this direction, but no matter which direction you place it from, it's not going to look right. They only look right if you place them this way or that way. All right, so now we've gone ahead and redirected how that's going to work. So let's go ahead and see how this works out here. This is our second crab here. Let's go ahead and place our button down. There we go. That's a crab.
I do think he looks better with the nipples, dog. I added, they look better.
You're so stupid, man.
Here, I do think you should add the nips, though. I think it adds a better look.
I think you should.
I think he should. He doesn't look real.
More
Because he's got
realistic.
yeah. I think 2 little pink nips. I think that actually adds a lot of character. Oh yeah, he looks scared that way.
I played around with it for a little while. Like stairs on the side and a stair on top would look better, but there's no stairs that match.
But it's just a nose, right? So you can always technically, just there we go.
That looks so stupid. Looks so
He looks so
stupid.
tired. He looks so bad. I'm sorry,
It looks
man.
so stupid.
He's got a runny nose, man.
A runny
He's
nose.
sick too. He's also sick.
Oh god. Jeez. Dude.
I give my eyebrows.
That is cool looking. I like that. That actually looks legit. Well, that was pretty fun. Ted came over and actually helped me build some of this. I mean, putting the nipples back on him was kind of funny, and it does kind of give a little bit of detail down there. As funny as it is, it does make it look better. And the eyebrows, the eyebrows are just too much. But nonetheless, we are continuing on with the crabs. We're going to have a blue one right over here, so we're going to go ahead and push this down here, just like that. There we go. We should be able to break all of this. We should be able to break all of these, have all that flow in, put ourselves in a blue button, and now we got a blue crab. He's got a beer belly, dude. Oh my god, he's got a beer belly, dude. Oh my god. It looks legit. It looks funny. That looks too much. I think that's too much.
The sides are too much. It looks good though.
It does, dude. It looks like a typical dad bod. Like a total beer belly. That's too funny. Dude, that's great. That actually looks pretty legit right there.
The eyes, yeah. That actually looks really legit.
With the top of it, I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah. Look, hey Bones. He farted.
I wonder if I should place it there. Yeah, I think so.
I'm behind. I think that's fine. That's fine, actually. Yeah, that looks good. Just gives that other hand something going on. Got some movement,
I'd rather just leave it alone now. It's done.
Yeah, just leave it. Yep. It's fine. It looks good.
Yeah. Well, this has been really fun hanging out with Ted, kind of working on this build here. I think everything that we've added to it is looking pretty good. Next, I want to add some more life down here. And he's actually got a fishing pole out because I was talking about adding some fish. So we're going to add some tropical fish around in here to give it some life. Oh, look at that. They're actually attacking those. That's interesting. But nonetheless, here's a frog. Oh my goodness, the fish are actually swimming up the walls. That's pretty funny. Kind of unfinished. Holy crap, the frogs just jumped up like 6 blocks. That's crazy. This is looking pretty good now. I've spammed a couple tropical fish in here, and I know that the axolotls will kill them. That's what we found out earlier. But nonetheless, I think it looks really good. We've got some frogs up in here, kind of populating the area up here. That looks pretty cool, and I'm really liking the way all this looks. There's one last thing that I think we should do here, and that'll be just kind of for fun, is I think we should be able to take that block out right there. We should be able to put ourselves in the dispenser because there's a button on that block right there. Let's go ahead and see if we can replace that with some of this terracotta here. And actually, let's go ahead and fill this dispenser up with the splash potions of poison. This should create a nice green cloud to make it look like he's actually going to be farting. So now the great Poseidon out here, if we come up to his belly button and we press the button, we get a nice little splash potion that should have gave us some particle effects. Let's see here. If I splash this down like that, that does give some particle effects. However, I think it has to be a lingering potion. That's what it is. All right, so now I've replaced that with a bunch of lingering potions. Let's see if we hit that button there, and we get a bunch of flatulence out the back. Can we see that from the front at all? Not really. Maybe we should consider how we do that. Okay, I've now put those dispensers here in the side, so we should be able to see that out the front a little bit better here. So here's our Poseidon, the way he looks normally. It looks like we forgot a block here. Let's go ahead and add that in. There we go. There's his body all full. Let's go ahead and press the button, and now he's going to be farting just like that. Oh my god, that's too funny.
It would have been great if it was made out of gold blocks.
Let's try gold blocks. Let's try that. I'm almost thinking maybe
Well,
these blocks would look
You could try
better.
resin, yeah, but something. I think the block is about thick enough. Like the trapdoor's too thin. You need a full block.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks great.
Does that kind of do the trick? Oh, wow. That actually does look pretty good.
Yeah, imagine that. Neebs knew what he was talking about.
I definitely like the suggestion that Neebs gave us with adding the candles above these guys, these brewing stands. This definitely adds a really cool element to his crown. This is looking pretty good at this point. Man, that's looking pretty cool. I think we should go ahead and light the candles. All right, and then here's the last candle right there. There we go. All of those are now lit. Let's go back to our viewing platform here. That's looking cool. Neebs just gave me a really good idea of putting little gems on his crown, and I think that's going to be a really good finishing touch. Let's go ahead and add these all the way around. Let's take a step back and take a look at that. That's looking pretty good. I really like the way that looks. I also think adding some hair on the side of his crown coming down in front of his face is going to be a good little detail. That actually looks really, really good. For thinking this build was complete was a total mistake. We've added a lot of details since I thought it was complete. I've gone ahead and added a second viewing platform because it actually looks pretty good from this location as well, from the side like this, and from over here. So hopefully whoever's judging it will stand on one of these two platforms and kind of judge it from both angles. I've got Redstone Wizard tuning into my stream, and he thought that increasing the height of the center spike here on the Trident would be a good idea. So let's go ahead and try that, because that's actually kind of true. I do believe that they're a little bit higher. That looks good, doesn't it? I think that does look better. At this point, it is nearing completion. There's just little minor details that we're adding at this point. I'm not sure what else we can really do. Since we're kind of running out of ideas and this thing is pretty much, done, let's go ahead and take a look at everyone else's build. Here's Astree's Atlantis build. This is looking pretty cool so far. That's really cool. I like what she's done with it. This looks like an Atlantis building. Back here looks like some type of enclosure, like you'd walk into here. It looks pretty cool. One of the things I'm noticing is I don't know whose build this is, because it doesn't have a sign on it. Maybe we should add a sign to ours so people know whose build it is when they come in, but this is definitely looking very cool. I like the copper look to it, and the I think that's the orange glazed terracotta definitely goes with the blue and orange of the copper. Looks very, very cool. Very digging it. This is a very neat build. Loving it. With this one, you spawn right in here. This is a cool looking one. Kind of dark and dingy. I believe this is Ted's. Yes, I believe this is Ted's, if I'm not mistaken. I do believe, because he's got these hanging things around. That's kind of Ted style. I'm not totally sure, though. There's no sign saying it is. I'm kind of guessing on the build style. Look at this statue. That's looking pretty cool. Man, all this is looking so epic. Ooh, look what they've done with the floor. They've done the fog effect. That's a whole nother element I didn't even think of. I can actually confirm that last build was not Ted's. It's not in his plot, so I'm not sure whose build that was, and there's nothing behind that door, but this is looking pretty neat too. It's not too... It looks like they just got started, but nonetheless, they're off to a good start. Oh boy, look at this one. This one's just a small pond with a trident coming out of it, but the trident is almost pixel perfect to the one in the game. Oh man, take a look at this statue. This one's pretty cool. They did a trident too, but this guy's looking a little bit like E.T. But nonetheless, that's pretty cool looking. I can tell a lot of effort got put into that, especially building underwater like this. This is pretty cool. They got axolotls and some fish going on, some fish builds. A seahorse. That is a pretty epic seahorse. That's looking really cool. I dig that. Here's another statue. There's another statue and some coral reefs. This is looking very good. I like the creativity on this one. Wow, just check this one out. There's a hand right here. There's I believe this is the heart of the sea, a conduit right in the middle. That's looking pretty cool. All the structures are looking really neat. These castles, and they got the, looks like the dead coral fans down here. Look at that. They're actually using armor stands as part of the pillars, making it look like these are all guards or statues of some sort. That's looking really neat. I like the landscaping that they've done over here with all the pitcher pods and the torch flowers and whatnot. That's looking pretty cool. And this guy right here in the middle, that's definitely That's doing it right there for me. That's an epic picture right there. Here's Ted himself right here, Ted Stickles. This is his build right here. And as you can see, he's got some of these floating things like I thought before that was his build, but this is definitely his build. He's in here building it right now. Look at these little dragon heads that he's got. And he also did the little crab trick that I was showing you guys earlier. This is kind of where I got it from. Big shout out to you there, Ted, for letting me borrow that build idea. But this is really cool. I'm digging how all this looks. And he's got the little bubbles popping up right here. That's really cool. The whole build itself is looking really awesome. This is funny. I just got TP'd to build number 14 here, and it looks like they've got that going on. But I wonder what's up above. Let's go ahead and get ourselves up there. Okay, let's go ahead and head up here and see if there's something up here. Okay. All right. So not too much going on, but this is their Atlantis build right here. And as you can see, that's what's going on the inside. They have that Heart of the Sea, so that way you have the viewing under here. But definitely looks like it has to wait for the fog to clear. Well, thoughts on the build palette. This is the next build that we just came to, but it's not really... There's not much going on here, so spoiler alert. Wow, just take a look at this guy. It looks like a copy of a Minecraft skin. And look at inside, he's got a bunch of fish and squid in there, like for his heart. That's pretty cool. But this is not part of the competition. This is one of the, please don't destroy, thank you, no worries. We're not going to destroy this. But this is one of the communal builds. This is for other people on the server that want to just have fun with the competition that's at hand. Last season's theme was to do steampunk builds, and this is from last season. I'm really glad that they actually kept these builds around. This is looking so awesome. So we'll go ahead and go for a quick tour of all the last season's builds too. This is looking so good. And if I remember correctly, this is from Casper. Here's another one of the steampunk themed builds. This is looking pretty cool as well. I'm not sure who this is from though. Oh my goodness, a bionic butterfly. This is pretty cool for a steampunk bionic build. That's pretty awesome. Oh yeah, here's mine from last season. This was supposed to be a steampunk spaceship that would be kind of turning a propeller and having gears on the inside kind of turn other gears on the inside. So as you can see, there's like little cogs, big cogs, and other cogs turning other cogs. And here's the two engineers inside that are operating the entire ship. So that was kind of the idea. And we have some cobwebs around here making it look like the tail rotor is spinning around in the air. Looks pretty cool. I actually had to break out the floor to make all this fit. A steampunk looking crane. This is pretty cool as well. Wow, this build here is looking pretty cool. Look at this tree behind me right here. This is looking pretty epic as well with the little gear turning inside of it. It looks like there's a bit of a staircase that winds up here. Is there something else up here? I don't think so. There's no way to actually get up. Doesn't look like it, but nonetheless, that's still pretty cool. It says to enter the house, you have to flick this here. What does that do? What did that do? Did that operate something from up here? I'm not sure if it did or not. I'm not sure if there's a way to get up. Interesting. We'll have to see where that leads. Oh my goodness, it's right here. Take a look. Right there. That's where this enters. So you can go into the house right here. Let's go ahead and head on up and see if there's anything up here that's kind of fun and interesting. Let's see here. There's a... Oh yes, they have an interior to their house. That's actually pretty cool. I'm glad I took the time to go ahead and look at that. That's pretty neat. This one here is also looking pretty cool. A lot of people are using copper to make it look like the steampunk theme is bringing, that type of vibe to their builds here. And I noticed a lot of other different textures going on. There's no real set theme except for copper going on, which looks really awesome. Just take a look at the inside of this one. There's like a little robot dude here. This is looking like a dark steampunk version of a steampunk build. This looks pretty cool. The water wheel here and the flowing water, that looks pretty neat. This is a nice little house with a windmill on it. That windmill actually looks pretty good. It looks pretty awesome. A little tiny crane that they have going out and a little wheelbarrow carrying some stuff and a nice little walkway into their steampunk house. And now we've made it back to my build. So that's all the builds that they have here on this build battle server. This is a pretty cool area to go check out some builds. So if you're on the realm and you want to go check them out, feel free to come to this world. You can participate, build something of your own, and you can also come check out everyone else's builds and see what they have. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. This has been a whole lot of fun building this, and I'm glad that you guys came with me to experience all this with me. This has been so much fun. And look at that, the lighting is so moody in here. I'm actually having to back up here just so you guys can see me. If I go all the way over here, I'm pretty much all dark. But nonetheless, if you guys enjoyed it too, be sure to smack that like button for me and subscribe if you guys are new. I'm Broken Bones, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next episode. Be sure to tune in because we're going to be announcing the winners to the build battle, and so you guys don't want to miss that. And we're going to be doing a whole nother event. I'm not sure if it's going to be a hardcore UHC or a gaming battle event, but nonetheless, there's 16 contestants in this, and so we're going to narrow it down to, I think, 10 or 8. So be sure to see that and see who moves on to the next round. So I'll be seeing you guys next episode. Take it easy, everybody.